Welcome to Here's the Deal, the show where we educate, elevate, and inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. Let us tell your story through video. Hey everybody, what's going on? We're back. I actually been doing a lot of recording offsite, doing a lot of work with Eric Whitmoyer and my biz coaches and things like that. And I got some other projects coming up and things like that. So it's been really good for business outside of the show, outside the podcast, but I got to get back to keeping the main thing, and that's the podcast. So we're back. Got some great content lined up, for you guys, and we're going to be really dialing in and focusing on the importance of video content and video marketing, because that's what this show is. That's primarily what we do. Now, my background with commercial lending, things like that, is always going to come into play, and I work with Eric with my biz coaches, and have him for the coaching side, things like that. So we're always going to have that kind of genre because we want to help people be well-rounded in their business and provide all the different services and things like that. So that's always going to be a part of it, of course, but keeping the main thing. What we do here is we educate, elevate, and inspire business owners on how to make their business run more efficient, but also at the same time, we produce quality content, easy, comfortable, and cost effective, right? One thing that, for this show, I think the thing that people don't realize, especially if you're kind of stuck in your ways, kind of old school, and I'm 54, so I don't want to hear about I'm old school. I'm just as old school as you are. Okay. But this is where it's at. Okay. One video can replace thousands of sales calls. Now think about that. One video can replace thousands of sales calls. When you get on a call, right? I know this sounds kind of crazy, but it's like when you get on a call, you got to think about it. You're doing the same thing over and over. You're calling, you're introducing yourself, you're telling people who you are, and it's repeated. But now what if you record one video to do that, and that's working for you 24/7? You could be asleep. You could be at another networking event. You could be pressing the flesh and shaking hands and handing out business cards. If, you have the time and availability to do so, that's great. Nothing wrong. Like I said, I'm a handshake guy. I want to know who I'm working with, the whole thing. I'm just as old school as anybody else. Okay. But while you're doing that, guess what? Like I said, while I'm shaking hands and pressing flesh here, let's say in Arizona, that's where I'm at, or I could be in Vegas or wherever. But I mean, let's just say for, this, I'm, as a friend of mine, Rand, says, I'm owning my patch. I'm here in Arizona and I'm doing the thing here in Arizona. I'm shaking hands and, doing all that kind of thing. Guess what? My video is working for me. It's on my website. It's on my YouTube channel. It's on all my social media. Okay. And people in Texas are seeing me. People in Florida are seeing me. People all over the world really are seeing me, and they're saying, hey, I want to work with this guy to create some video content. Okay. That's while I'm talking to you, or that's why I could be asleep, which I rarely do that, but I could be asleep and people are seeing, like, people are in obviously Germany or Japan or whatever. And they're way ahead of us, but to them, it's mid-afternoon. They'd be in Australia. Like, oh, hey, who's this Chris Flowers guy? Here's the deal. I got to learn more about that. Boom. Hit the Calendly and we get an appointment going. So that's the effect. I don't think people are really understanding. Okay. People say, I don't have time. To do video. You don't have time not to, is really where it's at. Yeah. Think about it. How much time do you spend? Especially, I'm an in-person guy. I love shaking hands. I want to talk to people, things like that. But, and especially here in Arizona, anybody that lives here in Arizona knows about driving, and it's not New York traffic. I get it, but it's still a pain in the ass, right? Especially let's not even get started on the I-10 or like the 51 some days, right? So, you gotta understand that time you're driving and your time, like I said, you're going and you're having coffee with people, all that kind of stuff. I mean, again, it's time. Okay. You're in the car, windshield time. You know what your video is doing? Your video is working for you, even when you're going to that appointment. You're not burning that time. It's actually time being well spent. So take the time to sit down with me. I create the scripts. I'm doing the editing. I'm doing all that for you. Okay. I'm telling your story for you. But it's got to be you telling it. Okay. Cause I can't sell it the way you can sell it. All right. But for the people that say that I don't have time to do video. Okay. Again, I make it easy, comfortable, and cost effective. The easy part is you don't have to do any of the work. I'm already doing all the transcripts and things like that. I'm doing it all for you. So that's all done. Right. There's a stat here by HubSpot says 84% of consumers say they've been convinced to buy product or services by watching brand videos. And I said, that's not coming from me. That's coming from HubSpot. Okay. So, if you're answering the same 10 questions every week, you don't need more time. You need better content. Okay. And that's what I do. I draw that content out of you. I tell your story. You can see the testimonials I have from some of my clients, even like Clay Hicks from H7. He says, Chris makes the time productive because he draws the information from you. Okay. So again, it's different when you're sitting there thinking, what should I tell people, or what, I know I've done some video work, for a project manager. She's brilliant mind, detail orientated to the T, perfect for project management. Not the most extroverted person in the world. I sat down with her, made it very comfortable for her. She even did a testimonial for me. You can see that out there. It's Cherie with Crevet. And she was like, you made that very comfortable for me. You made it easy. That's what we do. But that's the power of storytelling, because now I got the information from her. Everything she's wanting to say, I was able to have her say it. Okay. Because again, if I tell you how great Cherie is, right, I can talk well about her until I'm blue in the face, right? But you have to understand, no one's going to sell you like you. No one's as passionate about your business than you, because you're the one that started it. You're the one that put the blood, sweat, and tears in it. You're the one that stayed up late at night, got up early in the morning, drank all the coffee and everything like that. And you're the one that did it. You're the one that did the grind, man. You know what I mean? So no one's going to sell this thing better than you. Okay. You got to understand that. People they don't want a script. Okay. They want to know the why. They want to know you. Okay. And, when you tell the story about your business, they get to, it humanizes you. It gets people to know you. I mean, there are millions of people that have the same products and services that you have. Okay. That I have. There's nothing new under the sun here. Okay. But when they see you on video, right, and they hear your story, they hear your why, and they're, how passionate you are about it, like that, it draws people in and say, hey, you know what? I want to know more about her. I want to know more about him. I want to, that's somebody I think I can have a beer with, right? That's that kind of guy or that kind of gal. Those are people that you want to do business with. That's I can run ads for you all day too. And that's cool. Like, oh, this product is this product is this. That's great. Who's behind that? That's what you want to know. You know what I mean? And that's what the videos can do. They can tell your storyline. They're going to key in on your inflection. It's going to key in on your body language. It's going to be authentic. And I think authentic is like the new currency now. Okay. Especially with AI and everything that's going on. And I use AI. Just like I said, don't get it twisted. I know, again, we're going back to the old school thing, right? I use AI. I do. I totally do. But remember, AI is a hammer. Okay. It's a wrench. It's a screwdriver. Okay. Trust me. If you guys saw my post the other day, I asked ChatGPT to make a map of the Southwest to include Southern California, Arizona, Colorado, and New Mexico and Nevada. I don't think I had Colorado in there. It was Southern California, Arizona, Nevada, and New Mexico. Bro, I don't know where chat got these shapes and sizes of these states. And I'm like, it was a kindergarten did a better job of that. And I'm like, do you have a map of the United States? Yes or no? Like, it was insane. And then it listed like New Mexico, where Nevada is supposed to be, and Arizona was like 1/5 of what it should have been. And it was a mess. It was a complete hot mess. Okay. So you can use AI. Okay. I use AI. Everybody, you should, if you're not using AI, you're wrong. Okay. To do certain things. But remember, it's a tool. Okay. It's a hammer. It's a wrench. It's a pen. It's a mouse, right? It's a tool. It's not going to do it for you. Okay. And it shouldn't. And if you're allowing it to, people don't get to know you. Okay. And that's, again, I much rather do, like we say in H7, like we do business with people we know, like, and trust. Right. So that's where I'm at on that. It's not about selling a service. Like I said, I just kind of do it a little bit different. It's not about selling a service so much. It's just, you want, it's about selling you. Okay. And that's why people are going to want to do business with you, not necessarily for, the products and the services that you offer, of course, have to be amazing and, quality and everything like that. But at the same time, when you build that relationship with someone, even if your prices are a little bit higher and your work quality is good, and be like, hey, you know what? This is my guy or this is my gal. So sorry, So there's some research saying that, how humans can retain like 95% of the messages they watch on video, as opposed to like 10% from reading it. Okay. And it's another stat. I got to get the actual stats on it. See, I looked that research up, and I should have got the quote on that from see how AI can let you down, but I should have proofed that. It's saying the video triggers like, mirror neurons, which is way beyond my scope. But if you think about it, like I said, when you watch a movie, right? It's just think about it. When you're watching a movie and something happens, it stays with you. You're like, oh man, remember that scene in, whatever movie, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you remember that. Well, if somebody sees a video of you doing what you do, selling your, talking about your business, things like that, and be like, I saw that gal on TikTok the other day. I saw her on LinkedIn or whatever platform. And man, yeah, that stuck with me. You know what I mean? And remember, if you're doing any type of posting on LinkedIn, everything like that, the algorithm, especially, the algorithms prefer the video. Okay. They're always going to go video first. You want to have a mix. Okay. You want to have your, like your still photos and content, things like that. Newsletters are great. That's another thing. Like I said, we're doing here. 2026, we got new products coming out, and newsletters are part of it. But that's the one thing. It's like the video grabs people. The video grabs the algorithm. And the more constant, and that's the other thing too, when you're doing video, you can't just do it once and then, oh yeah, I think I should probably do a post. It's been a couple weeks, been a month, and then it's kind of like people say when they go to work out, right? Like, oh, I'm going to take a little break. A little break turns into like 6 months. You're like, damn, I haven't been in the gym in 6 months. That's crazy. Videos like that too. If you're not constant with this thing, the algorithm's not going to catch it. You're not going to get the views, things like that. So you have to have that consistency. But how better can it be when you post a video? Okay. You put it in your CRM. And if you don't have a CRM, again, you're wrong. And I can help you get that. So contact your boy. Get you squared away with that. If you don't have a CRM, especially as like a marketing tool where you can continue, like you set out posts, preset posts, and do all that kind of stuff. You take that one video and say, I want this video to go out on Tuesdays at 2:00, because that's what it's saying is my most active, listener time, or whatever. It could be 5, 6 o'clock at night, whatever. You can post that thing every day for as long as you want. Okay. So it's like set it and forget it one time. That's, like I said, that's reaching everywhere. So why would you not do that? Okay. That goes back to the importance of why video is so important. I like this little saying here. Video is like cloning your best sales presentation and putting it on autopilot. Like think about it, right? Like I said, you're sitting there every day, or you're at an event. Like I was just recording shows with Eric and things like that. And he's out there doing his thing, right? He's flowing, right? We got all that on video. Put that on a reel, find one of, right where he's flowing, put that on a reel, put that thing up, put it in the CRM, Like I said, our partner Pro CRM, we throw that sucker in there, it's on a loop, constant. People are going to see it. People are going to see it, getting thousands of views. Okay, you're one person. You can go shake hands, press the flesh. You're going to do that one. I mean, hell, people used to marvel at me. They're like, bro, I've seen you like 5 times. I used to I was a networking freak. I was at 5 events in a day, easy sometimes. And they're like, dude, like, what are you doing? Right. And I was driving my ass off, right? Especially, like I said, in Arizona, everything's 30 minutes away, right? I mean, it's distance. It's not let alone, traffic, but it's distance. It's miles. If you're not from or in Arizona's so freaking vast, you could drive 100 miles in a day and never leave the freaking city. You know what I mean? If you're in New York or Connecticut or what, you drive 100 miles, man, you're in freaking, like, I don't know, Delaware or shit. You're way out there, bro. It's so different. It's so different out here because everything's so freaking vast, right? But like I said, all that time you're driving and doing this and that, and yeah, you're sitting down, you're having coffee, quality stuff. It could be a shit meeting. You drove your ass out there and you're like, this customer ain't qualified or whatever. I hope you did a little prep before that. You kind of figure that out. But some people, they sound real good and then you actually meet them. You're kind of like, or you meet them in person and you're kind of like, meh. I don't know if I want to do business with these people after all, kind of talk to them. It's kind of a dick. So I don't think, I don't really want to talk to this cat anymore. Look at all the time you wasted. Okay. Now, when you do a video, like I said, you're not selling. Okay. The video is going to attract them to you. And then it's going to just say, hey, you know what? I want to talk to Chris. I want to talk to Chris about video content. And then we're going to have a Zoom. We're going to have a 1-to-1, right? And we're going to figure it out in a couple minutes. I'm not going to drive anywhere. I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I'll just talk to him. If I'm feeling it, great. If I'm not, peace. I'm out. Right? No drive time, no gas, nothing. You know what I mean? That's the power of video, man. The video is going to bring the people to you. Okay. It's going to attract rather than you having to go out and push and sell and talk. The video brings them to you. All right. Again, power of video. Can't overstate it. And that's the thing that we do. We break things down into these reels. So like I said, this kind of standard package, like a 10 reel package, things like that. We're going to talk about your core story. We're going to talk about, your value proposition. We're going to, get calls to action and everything going. We're going to talk about the different things that you do that, like I said, your market dominating position, right? And if you don't have a market dominating position, you need to get with your boy. We need to handle that too. That's another thing. You want the video, all right? To like I said, we talk about drawing people in. You want to convert viewers into buyers, okay? By them calling you or by calling, emailing, DM, however they get a hold of you, that's them saying, hey, I want in. Okay. They saw something in your video that said, hey, I got to talk to this cat. Right. Again, that's the power of that. One thing that goes on, and I'm just as guilty as anybody else, is that perfection is your enemy. Okay. This show I'm doing right now, it's not perfect. Okay. Even I know that. And I've been doing this a while and I'm still things kind of go, sideways and haywire sometimes, but that's okay. You know what? And again, that's the power of the video. Cause if I do the editing, something goes sideways, I'm going to come back on. I'm just going to come back on and say, hey, you know what? Or even you can say, hey, you know what? Time out. Yeah, that I don't like the way that sounded. I want to redo that. Cool. We'll redo it. Not a problem. We'll just take 2, done, right? Easy. I don't care if it takes 7. Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter, right? We can get it honed in pretty well. But again, don't let perfect be how did that saying go? Don't let good be the enemy of perfect be the enemy of good, right? It's better to get it done. Just get shit done. Okay. You put it out there. Okay. Don't, because if you do the analysis paralysis thing and you don't act, right, it's, you're sitting there, and nothing's going to happen. There's going to be no action. So don't, I've done thousands of these, and not everyone comes up perfect. Like I said, I've got some flaws in this one. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to let, perfect be the enemy of good. Like I said, I'm going to put it out here. I'm going to, but one thing about me, again, it's me. It's not AI. It's not a script. It's not, I mean, I have notes over here. I'm looking at my notes and things like that. Don't get me wrong. Everybody in the business does it. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's still me coming through the screen. And there's going to be some people that like it. There are going to be some people, I might get a Philadelphia Flyers fan, but I ain't doing business with that dude. He's a Rangers fan or whatever. I mean, I don't care. It's up to you, bro. That's your problem. Or it may say, you know what? That's the kind of person I want to work with. That's the person that says, yeah, that's my guy. I got to work with this dude. Right. And it has nothing to do with a sports team or, Westmark, things like that. It has nothing to do with that. Right. It has to do with the person behind the mic. Okay. Or the person behind the video. Right. You see something in them. You can relate to them, or you can say, oh, or you see that, like, man, that person, brilliant. I don't know what planet they came from, but they know exactly what I need. They hit it like right on the head. Like, I got to talk to that person. So again, that's what the power, video can do for you. It's like when people say they don't have time, people say they don't have time. It's like, if you're going to be, say you're in a networking group, right? And what's the standard kind of thing? You do like a 30-second commercial, right? Hey, I'm Chris Flowers, but here's the deal. It's like 8-7. Let's say 8-7, we're going to say our 3 words. We educate, elevate, and inspire, things like that. Okay, you can do that 30-second commercial. I put that on film for you. Or film. I'm old. Put that on video for you, right? I put that on video for you. Like I said, you're at 1,000 meetings in a day just by somebody watching on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn. So if you got time to do a 30-second commercial in a networking meeting, you got time to do a 30-second reel. I promise you that, right? We talked a little bit about the authenticity. Authenticity builds trust. I said, like I said, if I got your best interest in mind, like I said, I want this video to come out good for you. Okay. I want you to shine. I want you to thrive, because what does that do? That helps me. Okay. I make a better video for you. I really tell your story. I really get you to open up and tell people who you are, and it comes out well on the screen. Okay. That's going to make you want to do a testimonial for me, which many have, and you can go back and look at those. And on top of that, somebody's going to see that video and know who did that video for you, because that's badass, right? That came out great. Hey, you got to talk to Chris. Here's the deal. That is, so I want you to shine. I want you to thrive. I want you to bring your best. Okay. And I'm going to have you, I'm not going to let you slip and slide. Okay. When you do a session with me, it's easy, comfortable, cost effective. At the same time, if I don't think you said something that really brings out the message, I'm going to come back on the screen. But hey, you know what? Let's try that again. Let's look at it. And, things like that, because I want you to get what you pay for, which is very cost effective, by the way. You'd be shocked if you heard the prices. Somebody had a COO literally say that to me yesterday. Like, she's like, you're charging what? Trust me, DM me and I'll tell you all about it. We got a new product come out in 26. So that's the thing but I still want you to get the most bang for your buck, even though it's a lower ticket item, quote unquote, per se. Your story deserves to be told. If you don't have a massive marketing budget, you can still afford me. But just because you're in a smaller business, or a startup business, or a smaller one, and you don't have a huge marketing budget, doesn't mean your story doesn't deserve to be told. It doesn't mean that people don't deserve to see you and get to see what your product and your service is. Okay. A lot of people that do what I do, unless there are people doing it like $5,000 minimum. I'm not even close to that. Okay. But does that mean because you don't have $5,000 sitting in your pocket right now that you don't deserve to have your story told? I don't believe that. Like I said, you worked your ass off. You're taking being an entrepreneur is no freaking joke. And I know it because I am one. Okay. I did 30 years in freaking banking, and I went and did this completely off the wall. I mean, God had a different plan and purpose. So I was like, okay, Lord, this is scaring the crap out of me, but we're going to go, right? like you told Gideon, or the store 10,000. Nope. 5,000. Nope. 300. Go. 300. Really? Story of Gideon's in the Old Testament. If you want to read about it, go for it, or DM me and I'll tell you all about it. Cause we can talk about that too. I'll do anything. I'll talk about God all day long. I'll talk about Jesus all day, but I think that's the thing. Being an entrepreneur is scary. Okay. I know that, you know that, everybody knows that. But if I can help you get one client, trust me, with what I'm charging, you get one client, 100% ROI, done, wrap, easy, comfortable, cost effective. So that's the thing. It's like, you deserve to have your story told, and I want to tell it for you, and I want to tell it great. I want you, I'm not telling it, you're telling it. I want you to tell it great, and I'm going to bring that out, and I won't let you, even if you could be the most introverted person in the world. Okay. But I'm going to get you feel, hey, what do you do? Why are you doing this? When you're on the job, tell me, what are you trying to get for this client? And it's going to shine. It's going to thrive, because once you're in your element, you're just thinking about what you do and the service you provide. What's inside of here is just going to come out. Okay. I'm going to make it come out. I'm going to ask you I'm going to prompt you the right way to bring that out. That's my job. That's what I do. Okay. Your job is to, get the car running, or to, cook that meal. You're a chef, or, put those countertops in. That's your job. You do that better than everybody else. My job is to get your story told, and who better to do that than you, right? Think about it. So, all right, let's wrap it up. And let's just say, if you're tired explaining what you do, your calendar's full, and like that, it's like, let's let the video do the talking. Okay. Cause like I said, while you're sleeping, this thing's working. While you're at that, you're at that networking meeting, you're at your third networking meeting of the day. You've talked to some people, things like that. This video has reached thousands of people, hopefully. And, again, you're not sitting there, hey, I talked to you at blah, blah, blah networking function, or I talked to you at this time. They're calling you, bro. Okay. They're calling you. When they see the video and they DM you, or they email you, or they pick up the phone and call you. Okay. It's not you following up all this other stuff. Hey, I wanted to follow up on our one-to-one. No. And then when they call you, they're interested. They want to know what's up. Okay. Now's the time to book it, make it happen. If you're going to take away anything from this, here's my 5 takeaways I want you to, take away from this. One well-crafted video equals thousands of sales conversations to scale. Okay. Think about that for a minute. Authentic storytelling builds trust faster than any ad. Authentic storytelling builds trust faster than any ad. See, I just jacked that up. That's okay. I'm good with that, because you know what? It's real. Video improves message retention by 9 times over text. That's crazy, right? Again, and you think I'm wrong? Why do you remember movie scenes? Stupid. I mean, I could tell you a scene from freaking Talladega Nights. You know what I mean? Why is that scene stuck in my head? Because I saw it on video. Okay. So when this thing says that video improves message retention by 9 times over text, and you think that's bullshit, think about it. All right. Algorithms reward consistent video posting. Visibility compounds. Consistent video posting. So you can't do one, put it on the shelf, and say, forget, oh, hey, I'll do another one. No, that's what I said. That's why we're going to do these 10 reels. Matter of fact, 2026, we're going to do a quarterly package. We're going to do 12 reels and a newsletter, and I'm going to post it for you. That's right. You heard it here first. Okay. But that's not coming out till Black Friday, but take advantage of it now. If you see it now, take it. All right. So how much more time have I just given you back? Okay. especially if I'm doing the posting for you. The algorithm's going to reward that consistency. Okay. I give you 12 videos. That's a quarter. It's a full quarter, one video a week. You got the whole quarter covered. Okay. Set it and forget it. Rather than I'm going to do, oh, you know, I haven't done a post in a while. I better get out. No, bro, that ain't working. Consistency is key. Done is better than perfect. That's what I was looking for earlier. Done is better than perfect. Okay. Your story is your greatest marketing tool. People want to know the why. Why you do what you do. A lot of people do the same thing you do. A lot of people do what I do. But the why behind it. Why do I do this story here? Because I want people to get information on how to run a business more efficiently, properly. I did one of my first episodes I did when I started the podcast, going Cortez when you start a business, quitting your job, cashing in your 401k, maxing out your credit cards, all that crazy stuff, things like that. I want you to not do that. Okay. I want you to develop a strategy with me that way we can start your business properly, or we can scale it effectively by using different tools and things like that. And that's, like I said, contact me for that kind of stuff. But your story is your greatest marketing tool. Okay. Let's use it over and over and over again. And that's not you. Here we go again. No, we're going to do it once and just let it roll and let it roll. So the power of video content cannot be overstated. Okay. Like I said, and the power, and that's the other thing too, when you're building a business that's scaling, or when you're building a business that's worth buying, because you're eventually going to want to exit out of it. If you don't have an exit strategy, you talk about that too. Okay. So if you're going to do a business that's worth buying, you have to have systems in place. And the marketing system is part of it. The consistency of the message is part of it. That's got to be part of your daily routine, but that's something, like I said, we can help you out with. Here's the deal. So hope you found this video useful. Like I said, if you have any questions, please contact me. Contact info is in a post. DM me, call me. You know what I'm saying? Let's set up a chat and talk about it. All right. And we're out. Here in closing up the show, and here's the deal. Just want to give all honor, glory, and praise to my Lord Jesus Christ, who, saved my soul and gives me the ability to do this show. Without him, I couldn't do anything. Also want to give thanks to my family. My wife, my kids support me doing this and, backing me up. I couldn't do any of this without them also. Got to thank the sponsors, of course. Everybody that, supports the show. And, of course, the fans. The people that subscribe to the show. I wouldn't do any of this without you, because it wouldn't be a show. So just want to say thank you all very much. Continue to, educate and elevate, get out there, pursue your passions, pursue your dreams.